Rom-coms are thought to be films aimed at a female audience, and that demographic does have time to attend to the movies. As a result, it's no surprise that rom-com films have grossed billions of dollars each year. In this video, we will talk about the 10 highest-grossing romantic comedies ever. Knocked Up. Knocked Up, starring Katherine Heigl and Seth Rogen, is in 10th place with a domestic gross of $148,761,765 and a worldwide gross of $219 million. The film, which was released by Universal on June 1, 2007, is about Allison Scott, a rising journalist who has significant problems after having a one-night stand with an irresponsible slacker named Ben Stone. They had a pregnancy as a result of their night together, which they both decided to keep. Crazy Rich Asians. Crazy Rich Asians is the only picture from the last 5 years to make the list, grossing $174,532,921 in the United States and $238 million globally. The film, which was released by Warner Bros. On August 15, 2018, is about Rachel Chu, who is excited to attend her boyfriend's best friend's wedding in Singapore. When she found out that her boyfriend is highly wealthy and is even regarded one of Singapore's most eligible bachelors, she was taken aback. Rachel has no choice but to deal with the jealous socialites as she is propelled into the spotlight. Runaway Bride. With a domestic gross of $152,257,509 and a worldwide box office of $309 million, Runaway Bride is still one of the highest-grossing films in movie history 2 decades after its premiere. Maggie Carpenter, played by Julia Roberts, has abandoned 3 grooms at the altar in the film released by Paramount Pictures on July 30, 1999. A cynical journalist Graham, played by Richard Gere, then labeled her the fugitive bride. When his facts were called into doubt, he resolved to go see Maggie to clear his name. Sex and the City. Sex and the City takes 7th place with a domestic box office of $152,647,258 and a worldwide box office of $311 million. The film, which was released by Warner Bros. On May 30, 2008, is about the aftermath of Carrie Bradshaw's prior experiences with her girl pals. After 4 years of experiences, they are now all in serious relationships, with Carrie eventually committing to Big. As Good as It Gets. With a domestic gross of $148,478,011 and a worldwide box office of $314.1 million, As Good as It Gets is still among the greatest romantic comedy films of all time. Melvin Udall, played by Jack Nicholson, is an obsessive-compulsive romance fiction writer in the film released by Sony Pictures on December 24, 1997. He is obnoxious to everyone he meets, notably his gay roommate Simon, Greg Kinnear. When he had to look after Simon's dog, though, he began to soften. The Proposal. The Proposal, which was released 12 years ago, is still one of the best romantic comedy films of all time, with a domestic gross of $163,958,031 and a worldwide box office of $317.4 million. The film, directed by Sandra Bullock and released by Walt Disney Studios on June 19, 2019, is about Margaret Tate, a high-powered book editor who declared that she was engaged to her hapless assistant Andrew Paxton, played by Ryan Reynolds, when she was deported back to her native country of Canada. Jerry Maguire. Jerry Maguire, the iconic film, is still on top, with a domestic box office of $153,952,592 and a worldwide box office of $318,631,017. The film, directed by Tom Cruise and released by Sony Pictures on December 13, 1996, is about suave sports agent Jerry Maguire, played by Tom Cruise, who has a moral dilemma after writing a sincere company-wide memo that gets him fired. He is fighting tooth and nail to keep the sportsman he represents. He then created his own management firm, with only Renee Zellweger's character Dorothy Boyd as his lone partner. There's Something About Mary. With a domestic gross of $176,484,651 and a worldwide gross of $344,424,894. There's Something About Mary is still considered one of the best rom-com films. Ted, portrayed by Ben Stiller, had his dream prom date with Mary, represented by Cameron Diaz, but it never transpired due to an embarrassing injury at her house, according to the film published by 20th Century Fox on July 15, 1998. After a few years, Ted decided to pay someone to locate Mary so that he could begin reconnecting with her. What Women Want. With domestic box office receipts of $182,805,123 and worldwide box office receipts of $347 million, the film What Women Want is still among the most popular rom-com films of all time, 20 years after its premiere. The film, which was released on December 15, 2000 by Paramount Pictures, is about a chauvinistic advertising executive who gains the power to hear what women are thinking. He tried to use his power to bring down his powerful female employer, but he instead fell in love with her. My Big Fat Greek Wedding. With a domestic total of $241,438,208 and a worldwide box office of $379,870,751. My Big Fat Greek Wedding is the highest-grossing romantic comedy film of all time, 10 years after its premiere. The film, which was released on April 19, 2002 by IFC Films, is about everyone in the Portocalos family who is concerned about Tula, who is played by Nia Vardalos. Tula, who is 30 years old and works at her parents' Greek restaurant, Dancing Zorbas, is still single. She met and fell in love with Ian Miller, who is tall, handsome, but not Greek, after accepting a job offer from her aunt at a travel agency. Have you watched all these movies? Which of these is your favorite? Tell us in the comments section below.